see that the deadline be extended because they think it's not enough to ensure that the new notes are fully in circulation and available to everybody before you take out the old ones. I think they were extending the deadline, or suggesting that the deadline be extended by over a month or so. The CBN hasn't given any other thoughts on that yet. So until they do, 31st remains the official date. This message says, Jam, no try at all. How is it possible for those living in creeks that have issues to travel to Abuja? Why not the state capital, Fegabo Cliff? This is a really grave concern. Perhaps the Jam spokesperson would have to enlighten us more on this and why it chose this route as against, finding an alternative, for instance, to make movement easy for people. And we also remember the complaints of how people would say the roads aren't really safe. The roads aren't very safe is another concern. And to have people traveling that much, and we know how the country has a history now for kidnapping of young people and students. So that should be a concern for Jam, if you ask me. Well, something is fundamentally wrong. Governor mocks Atiku. Great minds discuss the ideas and small minds discuss people. Atiku is discussing ideas to win. Awike is discussing Atiku. Time will tell. Nicholas Erasmus sent in that message. My brother, there's only one thing I take from your message. Time will tell. Let's wait and let time tell. People would go to the poll and decide. Somebody says it is Nigeria's endorsement that matters, not the endorsement of any group, individual, or person. Well, next month, Nigerians will decide. We'll go on a very short commercial now. Remember, the WhatsApp number still remains 0809 030 6416. And on Facebook and on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. That is the handle at Nigeria Info PH on Facebook and on Twitter. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Quickly before we go to the phone lines, this one here says, Presidency to Obasanjo, your tenure represented dark days of democracy. Okay, this one says 1/3 of the world will face recession this year. IMF warns. Somebody could call that a prediction of doom somewhere. Well, it's what the IMF has said. You can get details on the Vanguard newspaper. Akim escapes gunmen attack on convoy. kill 4 police orderlies. So get all the details from that one. Let's go to the phone lines now. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923 is the number for you to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. You can also do well to send us a WhatsApp message on the number 0809-030-6416. And loads of messages. This one says, why would there be scarcity of petrol this time when Christians are celebrating Christmas? Ngozi Williams. Someone says, good morning, Jam is not serious about what they're saying. They mean that Nigerian school is the only ones for the rich. They don't want with the poor to go to school again. For new Naira notes, that money is like counterfeit. They should leave the old notes. What Wike is saying is rubbish. Kosh from Erema. This one says, good morning, happy new year to you. Happy new year, my friend. Jam should have human face and do the needful to help students. Samuel sent in this message. Soon says, good morning. Deadline for the new Naira notes from CBN needs extension, as most people in rural areas still have the old notes for lack of adequate information. Elder Joel Adolphus from Degama. Like, some people haven't even seen. Me personally, I've not even bothered to look for it, or even I've not seen it. I've not bothered to look for it as well. I think maybe it's largely because I hardly use cash these days. I've hardly used cash for a long period of time, so that's just it. I don't go to the ATMs. I just use my app for almost everything I pay for. So, but then the deadline, whether the National Assembly can compel the CBN to extend it is a big question, because if the money has been in adequate circulation, I'm pretty sure almost everybody would have seen it, but then there are lots of people who haven't, including myself. So it means that a lot needs to be done to circulate that money before the deadline. Question now fundamentally is, can that happen before on the 31st? I mean, the banks, last time we spoke with a banker, we heard he was in the studio here with me and talked about, well, the banks cannot do what they cannot do. If the money is not there to dispense, the money is not there to dispense. This one says, good morning. Again, the kingdom is in Outer West and with a terrible road unattended to. So what will be our stand when it comes to making choice on who to vote? Comrade Matthew Sam Jr. from Ikodi and Ghana. My brother, I wouldn't know. Like, the only thing we know the government has always said is at least there's one project in every local government area. Well, if there's no one at all in your own area, well, I wouldn't know, because I'm not the government. I'm not the government. I'm not any of the parties. I wouldn't know. Well, all I can tell you is you have your PVC. It is you that will decide who you want to vote for. Besides, should you even vote for a person because they did the roads? Is that what it should be? The reason why we voted you to do the road, like, it's your job. It's alarming to me when I see how we celebrate when our leaders do what they ought to do, or what they were put in office to do, and we hail them. It just tells us of how underdevelopment has struck us and how poverty has really struck us to a point where we celebrate what is our right. This is my right. I'm not saying you can't appreciate the fact that there's somebody who respects your rights, but then vote a person you want to vote because you believe that this person can take your community, your state, the country to another level. That's it. How's Jam coming up with the idea? I'm surprised you didn't include your name. Okay, let's get onto the phone lines. Susie is on the line for us. Hello, Susie. Good morning to you. Remember, you have 30 seconds.
Yeah, let me reflect on the lamentation by Solomon Lenu, the civil society spokesperson in River State. The last time I checked, the development theory does not even advocate that the government alone has to achieve everything in the state. The civil society also has a responsibility in the achievement or the development of the state. So to this extent, I also want to believe that it is not actually a right thing to do when you base your argument as antagonizing a government in your own state or your country. The civil society organization also have a responsibility by providing a rational position, providing ideas to the government in state and state. So when you now see the government that is in your state as evil and continue to denigrate or disparage every action and inaction taken by the government, for me, it's more to be desired. And to this extent, the particular person was a governorship candidate was talking about how the government of Rivers has not attracted investment and all of that. The theory of development also speaks of the issue concerning roads and all of that infrastructure. The infrastructure has been achieved by the Rivers State government, led by Chief Minister Wike, is also an open door to investment in this state, such that people can move from place to place, from local government to local government, from rural community to the center, urban center, where products are being marketed. So I do not understand at what point that this has stifled the issues of that. And the way he was talking about the issue of order 21 and 22.
Okay, Susie, 30 seconds up now. Thank you.
Hello?
30 seconds up. We'll move on to another caller now. Solution from Imo State. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. Actually, I'm calling you from East Anambra, Imo.
Okay.
I want to talk about the way and manner the people of Nigeria, we are silent over this fuel increment. Before I traveled to my hometown, I bought fuel at the rate of 340 naira at an electric station along the Warfare Road. 340 naira. This is the first time in history Nigerians were able to buy fuel at the rate of 300 and something. Nigerian Labour Congress, TUC, everybody are silent. And even most of these Labour people are following us to buy food at the rate of 300 and something naira. And we are buying it without any complaint. Even the opposition, PDP, and the other political parties, they are not doing anything. This is an opportunity for them to protect, to make sure they will have opportunity for them to take over power. But everybody are silent. We are even buying the food at 340 naira. And they are talking about new naira notes. All ATM in Nigeria, they are dispensing. I went here today to withdraw money. They are dispensing old naira notes. 100 naira and 1,000 naira. Where are the new naira notes? And they are saying that we are going to have deadline by September. How is it possible? They should allow you to end of this year so that everybody will have access to that new money.
Okay, Solution. Thank you. Wisdom from Anthony is on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning, Wisdom.
All right. I think 850 million budgeted for fake constitution amendment. I think that is quite outrageous in view of what we are going through as a country. This is a taxpayer's money that should be prudently used. What are they going to do with 850 million? Sit down, write something tight. As far as I'm concerned, 100 million can do that job. This money should be used to improve on the life of Nigeria. That's one. Obasanjo letter, some paragraph of Obasanjo letter address a lot of issues in Nigeria. The security situation, poverty and hunger in the land. And I think the federal government, the press secretary to Mr. President, responding to Obasanjo's letter, does not hold water. Obasanjo is an elder statesman. He's an old man who has seen from far. And some of his letter, what he has said to me, is an headway for Nigerians. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Wisdom. We'll go now to Omuma. King is on the line. Good morning, King.
Good morning, Ifeami Andrew. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same.
The issue of fuel scarcity and hiking in price. In Nigeria, until we have our own transformer functioning optimally, this issue of fuel scarcity will continue to be the order of the day. And it's unfortunate that what we have, we cannot refine it to become a finishing product for over years, and nobody is doing anything about it. Secondly, Wike Bamblas Atiku Abubakar over the recommendation of Obasanjo. I want to tell Wike this morning. He said Obasanjo has worked with Atiku. He has looked at the character of Atiku before he endorsed P2B. Similaye Fubara he endorsed and he brought to River State people. Go to Popo, ask question about Similaye Fubara. Does he have the true character to become the governor of River State? Finally, if you hear me, the circulation of old Naira will frustrate this new one. I think there is need for an extension of this deadline so that it will go around for citizens to have the currency before they ban the old one. Thank you. Hello,
All right, thank you very much. We now go to Omagwa. Sydney is on the line. Hello, Sydney.
Yeah, my brother, good morning.
Good morning.
And compliments.
Compliments of the season to you too.
The Pengesem sports question told us two things simultaneously. Which one are we taking? That they have set up a task force, a committee, and at the same time telling us that he is not sure that the issue of scarcity will be ruled out completely until the issue of refineries are addressed. So what is the task force going to do? Are they going to build refineries today? No, that there is something. In my place here, a liter goes for 450 naira. You know, I don't understand. Why are we? What exactly is happening? They should tell us something. Our president should please tell us something. We need to hear from him. Let them address this issue and tell us the way forward. Someone is telling me that they said it's a task force to do what? Come and to flog us, even when we are suffering, or to go and build refineries, or do what? I don't understand. I am confused. Please, somebody should please explain to me. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sydney. Who would explain to you now? That's the question. The Minister of State for Petroleum, well, I haven't even heard much from him lately. The Minister of Petroleum, too, haven't heard much lately. The NNPC keeps on insisting that, well, it's not much of a problem. In fact, the last time we heard from them was that in the first quarter of the new year, which is 2023 now we're in, the refineries will be up and running, especially the Port Harcourt refinery. So far, we haven't really heard much, except from the various unions who seem to be confident that, well, this would wear out in the course of this week. Well, the most we can do now is wait and see whether or not indeed it's going to wear out. Israel from MOHA, I mean, we've been waiting and accommodating the 300. Like one of the callers said, it's shocking that, well, everybody just, accepted the 300, over 300 naira a litre situation. Now, Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, Femi Andrew.
You're welcome.
Yes, Andrew, President should see Obasanjo to be a frustrated somebody because of his open letter and the endorsement of Labour Party presidential candidate. Andrew, for me, if you ask me, I will turn it to the other side, whereby I would say the president's administration led by Muhammad Buhari is confused. And to look at what is happening in the country, it seems that nothing is working again. If you ask me, I will tell you that over 60 to 70% government this thing has collapsed. It has collapsed because nothing. It seems as if we don't even have the president. Because, and why did I say that? And look at the president is the minister for petroleum, and look at what we are seeing in the country, and everywhere is quiet. And at the same time, JAMB said, let their candidate come to Abuja to write their more for those that have problems. And I weep for this country. And somebody that is staying in River State will go to Abuja just to write a JAMB. It's unfortunate, and we still have a president who is in charge of everything. Why can't some persons who are not ready to handle some position resign and leave the government for the people than to suffering the masses, than to suffering the commoners? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Well, I am happy in 2023 whereby we have a new government. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank you very much, JJ. Now, thank you, Israel. We go over to Rumigbo. JJ is on the line. Good morning, JJ. And sadly, we lost that call. Remember, we're live on Facebook. We'll be taking a few of your comments there in a few moments. On Facebook at Nigeria InfoPH and on Twitter at Nigeria InfoPH as well. The WhatsApp number remains 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Patrick Amadi says, good morning. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo endorses Peter Obi of Labour Party. Nothing is wrong with that at all. All we need is the president that can correct the errors in this country. Olebara says this is time for true lovers of this country to rise up and save our country from going into extinction. OBJ has spoken as a true elder statesman. Who knows that? I can't get that part, but I think we get the essence of the message. Anunobi Oyekachi says, new Naira notes, 28 days to go. I expected the circulation percent of the old Naira notes to be, with new notes to be 50-50. But some of us are yet to see the new Naira notes. I'm one of those people. I haven't set eyes on it. We're not organized in this nation. Thank God Ability says, mentioned one project you brought to us, yet you were close to Mr. President. Governor Wike Blas, former Minister of Transportation. Yes, mention one project you brought to us. Okay. And that's for the former minister to respond to is what you mean. Christian Williams, Obasanjo's government might not be the best, but it's far better than what this APC government has brought. Garba Show should hide his face in shame. Nigerians know that the APC has failed us. Christian Williams from Igbo. Temple is in Rumomasi. Good morning, Temple.
Good morning, the very distinguished Femi.
Very good. Fantastic. Go ahead.
Yes, so stay in the spirit of the Happy New Year.
Wishing you same.
I want to really appeal to JAM because it's very much obvious they are not serious. To have a rethink in their decision, looking at the hike of pump price. Because even as my returning back from Adia State, they at close to Ungwa, they were selling at 480 per liter. Then reaching to HA here, they are selling at a rate of 400 naira. You know, and you know what that implies. A place where you're supposed to take maybe a bike or a drop of 100 naira, if you are going to 400 naira. So it's indeed a very sad one. And I want to appeal to the president, them passing of that job. It is very sad at this point in time that one should continue to celebrate mediocrity. Even though this is the issue of fuel, Mr. President cannot address it. We can't hear his voice. Neither the Junior Minister of Petroleum. We are not hearing their voice. But they keep on telling us, NNPC keep on telling us they have reserve. I don't know who they are reserving this fuel to. As far as I'm concerned, Obasanjo has seen what the people are suffering. And so therefore, the young man needs to have a rethink on who he will support. Because his support also has a long way to go on the emergence of a new president of this country by taking off into this Buhari-led government quagmire, poverty and suffering. So I think they should, if they are not in about that, they should leave the young man alone. I thought they said that his support was inconsequential to them. So what are they and I'm quarreling over that? Please, I speak to them to leave Obasanjo alone.
Okay, Temple. Thank you very much. Daniel is on the line from Omuma. Daniel, good morning to you. A Happy New Year as well.
Good morning.
Morning.
People, the Femi Adesina, spokesman of Buhari, if I should speak a word now, they will say I'm insulting him. There is no reasonable Nigerian who will vote this federal government led by Muhammadu Buhari. No reasonable Nigeria, even their candidates, because from 2014-2015, they promised to turn Nigeria to Dubai or America, to make $1 to 1 naira, to put fuel to 40 naira, 35 naira kerosene. Today we don't see kerosene, no fuel, nothing. What we hear is attack convoy, killings, atrocities in all ramifications. Then Obasanjo is telling them that the present administration has dragged Nigeria back to more than 15 years backwards. Then they have mouth to challenge a man who is saying the truth. How do we die in telling lies? They will say one thing in the morning. They promise us that the Port Harcourt refinery will start work on December. Before you know it, they change it to first quarter of 2023. Can we believe in this type of administration? Who will not say a word and stand by it for the whole 24 hours? They will say a word today, tomorrow they will change another word. And they will deny. And when you follow them, an administration that said they were fighting corruption, when they push every human being inside 2020, between 3 months, they spend 186 billion, which they embezzle. When the National Assembly came to investigate, they shut them up. Daniel Magu, the EFCC chairman, wanted to expose them. The money he retrieved, 850 billion, through...
All right, good news. 30 seconds up. Thank you very much.
Administration that came to fight corruption.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Let's get to mile 3 now. Good news is on the line. Good morning.
Yes. Well, good morning, my brother, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much this morning. I want to quickly talk about the attack on by Governor Wike on Obasanjo's issue. I think you are saying that Atiku is not your problem, that your problem is I. And every day he will be calling on Atiku whenever he goes to flag off project. And in flagging off project, he said that he makes sure that he at least each and every local government has projects. Now, people can see the kind of government we have. The government that he took over from ensured that every community under Amechi has projects. Every community, you have a project in every community in River State. There's no community in River State you go that you cannot point out one project Amechi has done. Is it in the road, in the health sector, in the primary school sector, in the agriculture sector? And he took over from that government and the same per local government, even the major projects he has done, it is for himself, not for the people. And he wants to hand over again to somebody that will maybe say, well, one local government will talk. I don't understand the way I will put it. But I want to say finally that River State must open the eyes and see where we're heading to. Our concern in River State is start to build River State, make it better. Not because they call on Atiku, and attacking Amechi that has not done anything. My name is Goodness from Port Harcourt.
All right, John from Ogoloma. Good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, morning. My name is John. Is that John Amadalete?
Go on.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Governor Wike criticized Atiku Abubakar over Obasanjo endorsement to Peter Obi. Are you hearing me?
Go on.
Yes. I want to ask a question this morning. Who Obasanjo and Wike? They are not people to take serious, if you may ask me. 1999, Obasanjo was the first democratic president in Nigeria. What did he bring to the table of Nigeria? If you ask me, the answer is nothing. Obasanjo promised Nigeria constant electricity. Where is the light today? Where is the electricity in Nigeria? If you ask me, the answer is zero. Under Obasanjo watch, there is no refinery work during his watch. If you ask me, what did he bring to Nigeria? The answer is zero. The Wike that is talking, Nigeria is not even taking Wike matter serious again because it's not somebody that will talk. People pay attention. Wike has failed the River State. Wike has failed Nigeria. He has failed people that voted for him because he's not a character of River people to be responding anyhow as a governor. I don't know the functions of Wike have leave the functions of governor and start talking like a market woman in the market. It is not what it is not a character of River State. I want to promise Nigerians today that P2B that they have in mind, P2B will fail. It's not going anywhere. When P2B was the governor of Anambra, what did he bring to the table of Anambra? The answer is no. He didn't do any good thing in Anambra State. He didn't construct roads. He didn't do school. He didn't do any primary health care. What did he bring to the table? The answer is no.
All right, John. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But then 30 seconds up, we have to move on. We wrap up in the next few minutes. But then again, from everything you said, it's your opinion. At the end of the day, we still state emphatically, it is Nigerians that would decide. The only person who gets into office would be who Nigerians endorse, regardless of whatever any other person would think. It's just a singular opinion any of us would have. It's the entirety of the country that will decide who becomes president or governor, who decides whether a person has done something. And then eventually, I think it's no matter how much you do not like an individual or an administration, whether it's from the opposition party or the ruling party, however, the truth is it's almost out of place to say a person did nothing. And that means you're not criticizing constructively enough, because truth is they must have done something. You may not like what they have done, or it's not enough. So when we criticize, I think we have to try to realize some of these little things. So it doesn't look like you're picking a fight because you are supporting a particular party or not. It's the same kind of politics you have been preaching against in the country, but then you get to see that it's exactly the same kind of politics even we as the citizens play when we pitch our tents with who we like and who we don't like. We do not tend to see anything good out of the person we don't like because we don't like them or they don't belong to where we're coming from, which is a mentality that needs to change ahead of 2023. Because in 2023, whoever emerges victorious would have to work with everybody if we are to get it right. And if we still go with this mentality that we exhibit most of the times, well, we might just start to pray for after the next 4 years. Let's take a few Twitter messages as we wrap things up. On Twitter, thank God that Twigbo says something is fundamentally wrong. Governor Wike marks Atiku over Obasanjo's endorsement of Peter Obi. If your guy refuses to give you a certificate after many years of undergoing training, there's nothing fundamentally wrong. Then something is fundamentally wrong somewhere. I totally agree with the governor. Justice Ori on Twitter says JAM decision for those with biometric issues to come to their head office in Abuja for clarification and exam is not a good one. There should be a rethink because many JAMbites can't afford it. Think of it, for so many people who even wrote JAM, somebody bought the form for them. They didn't buy the form themselves. So how are they going to afford over 20,000 going to Abuja just to go correct some biometric issue so they can write the exams? It's really concerning. Well, that's it for us here. Thank you very much. 7 a.m. Business News. My name is Ifeami Andrew. Good morning.